What's good, YouTube? This is Catch a Fade with here. Today I'm going to be doing a mid-taper tutorial on my boy Angel here. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe for more. Fuck. I know what. Yo, what's good? It's Catch a Fade with here, back with another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do a mid-taper on my boy Angel here. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and let's get right into it. For this taper, I'm going to use my trimmer to set a guideline starting at the top of the ear. While I'm at it, I'm going to clean up his sideburns and his facial hair to have a clean canvas. Now in the back, I'm going to start this line around the bottom of his earlobe. Make sure this line is as straight as possible for the best results. Now I'm going to grab my foil shaver and bald out the stubble that I left behind with my trimmer. Now I'm going to grab my clipper, and with no guard on it, I'm going to open the lever all the way. Then I'm going to make a second guideline around ½ an inch above the first guideline that we just made. Now I'm going to grab my number 1 guard, keeping that lever open. I'm going to make a third guideline around ½ an inch above the second guideline that we just made. Now I'm going to grab my number 2 guard, keeping that lever open. I'm going to make a fourth guideline around ½ an inch above the third guideline. Now I'm going to grab my number 3 guard, keeping that lever open once again. I'm just going to cut the heavy bulk we have on the sides. Make sure you flick out on this part so that it blends to the top length of this hair. Don't worry if this doesn't completely blend that bulk, because we're just going to come in with our clipper and comb to completely blend it out anyways. Now I'm going to grab my number 1.5 guard to blend out the third guideline. Keep in mind that I am entering the blending process now, so I will be flicking out my wrist to prevent any new lines from forming. Now I'm going to come back with my number 1 guard and the lever open. I'm just going to clean up any dark areas I may have left behind with my 1.5 guard. Now with my half guard, I'm going to close the lever halfway and hit my second guideline. You'll see me using the corners of my clippers to prevent making any light spots or messing up our blend. Now with the same half guard I just used, I'm going to open my lever all the way and blend out the dark areas I left behind. I'm still using the corner of my clipper to prevent any mistakes. Now I'm going to use my clipper with no guard on, and I'm going to close the lever all the way and slightly bring up the first guideline a tiny bit. Be very careful not to bring this line up too high because it can ruin the entire taper. Now I'm going to open the lever a tiny bit more and slightly bring up the first guideline again. Now I'm going to open the lever halfway and slightly bring up the first guideline again. Now to complete this blend, I'm going to open the lever all the way and touch up the dark areas left behind. And I'm going to use the corner of my clipper to prevent any light spots on our taper. Now that I'm done with blending, I'm going to grab my trimmers and line up the back of my client's ear. I'm making sure to keep the line natural with how his hair grows to prevent a pushback. Now I'm gonna grab my clipper and comb, and I'm just gonna scoop up any bulky areas that make his head look weird. Make sure to not dig too deep with the comb because you could easily leave a bald spot on his head. I recommend using a wider comb to scoop more hair up at once so you don't take a long time on this step. Now I'm gonna line him up starting at the middle of his head. I'm gonna work my way to the right, then back to the left. The reason I start in the middle rather than starting in the corners for his lineup is because if I push the corner back too high, my client's gonna look like the McDonald's logo, and that's the last thing we want. Now I'm going to apply a minimal amount of enhancements just to make his lineup a little crispier. Then I'm going to hit the lineup with the razor to clean up the stubble from his forehead and perfect the edges of the lineup. Here is the finished product. After all those steps, you can finally admire your work. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something new from this tutorial. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.